Every single night while you sleep, two fist-sized organs inside your body are silently filtering your entire blood supply, over 50 times. But after the age of 50, something shifts. A habit you repeat every single day, something so ordinary you have never once questioned it, is quietly destroying that filtration system cell by cell, nephron by nephron. And by the time you feel it, the damage is already decades deep. According to the National Kidney Foundation, over 37 million Americans are living with kidney disease right now, and the majority of them had no idea until it was too late. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly which daily habits are accelerating kidney damage after 50, why your body stops warning you until the final stages, and what simple changes can slow, and in many cases reverse, this silent destruction. Here is what most people do not realize. Your kidneys do not send pain signals the way your heart or your stomach does. You can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before you feel a single symptom. Most mainstream advice focuses on drinking water and avoiding too much salt, but what nobody is telling you is that certain habits you consider completely harmless or even healthy are creating a toxic burden on your renal system that compounds every single year after your 50th birthday. The glomeruli, the tiny filtering units inside your kidneys, begin losing efficiency naturally with age. But these habits are not just slowing them down, they are burning them out. My name is Dr. Richard Wells, and I have spent over 23 years working specifically with adults over 55 in internal medicine and nephrology support. I have sat across from patients, good, careful, health-conscious people who looked me in the eye and asked why nobody warned them sooner. Patients who thought they were doing everything right. I am sharing this today because I am done staying quiet while this information sits in medical journals that most people will never read. You deserve to know this now, not after a diagnosis. Everything I share here is grounded in real medical research, explained in a way you can actually use starting tonight. Today, you will learn the most damaging everyday habits that are silently destroying kidney function after 50, the exact biological mechanisms behind each one, and the simple, practical fixes that require no prescriptions and no expensive supplements. Number 1. The painkiller habit. The first habit on this list is one that millions of adults over 50 rely on every single week. Many people do not see this as dangerous at all. They think, it is just ibuprofen, it is just naproxen, it is over the counter, it cannot be serious. Here is what is actually happening inside your body. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, work by blocking prostaglandins. Now, prostaglandins are not just pain messengers. Inside your kidneys, they regulate blood flow to the glomeruli. When you suppress them regularly, your renal arteries constrict, blood flow drops, the filtering tissue begins to experience ischemia, a state of oxygen starvation. A study published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that regular NSAID use in adults over 50 was associated with a significantly accelerated decline in glomerular filtration rate, the very measurement doctors use to grade kidney health. Think of it this way. Your kidneys are like a water treatment plant that runs 24 hours a day. NSAIDs are like slowly crimping the main water supply pipe. The plant keeps running, but under enormous stress, and the internal machinery begins to wear out years ahead of schedule. I once treated a 61-year-old man, a retired teacher, who had been taking ibuprofen almost daily for knee pain for about 4 years. He was active, ate well, drank water. He came to me for a routine checkup. His GFR had dropped into the range of stage 2 chronic kidney disease. He had no pain, no swelling, no warning. He sat in my office looking absolutely stunned. With guided changes, we slowed the progression significantly. But those 4 years of damage could not be undone. Stop right now and honestly ask yourself, how many times did you reach for ibuprofen or naproxen just this past week alone? Comment that number below. Be honest, you are not alone. The fix is not complicated. For everyday aches and joint pain after 50, speak with your doctor about switching to acetaminophen for short-term use. It does not affect renal blood flow the same way. For chronic inflammation, explore targeted physical therapy, turmeric-based supplements with piperine, and cold-warm contrast therapy for joints. And always, always, take NSAIDs with food and the maximum hydration you can manage if they are medically necessary. Now, the second habit is even more dangerous, and what makes it so deceptive is that many adults over 50 are actively encouraged to do it. They believe with complete confidence it is protecting their health. That misunderstanding is exactly where the damage begins. Number 2. The protein overconsumption habit. Number 2 on this list is something the fitness world has convinced an entire generation is not just acceptable, but necessary. Many people do not see this as dangerous. They think more protein means more muscle, more strength, more health, especially after 50 when muscle loss becomes a real concern. Here is the reality your protein shake label will never tell you. When you consume excess dietary protein, particularly from animal sources, your body breaks it down into nitrogen-containing waste compounds. Your kidneys must filter and excrete these compounds through a process called renal nitrogen excretion. In younger kidneys, this is manageable. But after 50, your nephron count has already declined naturally by up to 30 to 40%. Forcing the remaining nephrons to process a high nitrogen load day after day creates what researchers call hyperfiltration, a state where the kidneys are working at dangerously elevated capacity. A study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology linked chronically high animal protein intake in middle-aged and older adults to measurably faster kidney function decline. Imagine asking half a workforce to do the job that once required a full team every single day without rest. That is hyperfiltration. The workers do not stop, they just break down faster. I once worked with a 58-year-old woman who had started a high-protein diet 18 months before I met her. She was proud of it. She had lost weight, felt strong, was going to the gym 3 times a week. But her routine blood work showed elevated creatinine and a rising BUN, blood urea nitrogen, both markers of kidney strain. She was devastated. She thought she was doing everything right. We restructured her protein intake. Not eliminated, restructured, and within 4 months, her markers began normalizing. Be honest with yourself right now. Are you consuming more than 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily? Are you adding protein powder on top of high-protein meals? Comment below and tell me what your daily protein routine looks like. The fix is simple. For adults over 50, a moderate protein intake of 0.6 to 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight is the sweet spot for most people without pre-existing kidney conditions. Shift more of your protein toward plant sources, lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, which produce significantly less nitrogen waste. And work with your doctor to monitor creatinine and BUN levels annually, not just when something feels wrong. The third habit on this list is the one that genuinely shocks my patients the most, because it involves something they put in their body every single morning, completely convinced it is giving them energy and health. What it is actually doing to their kidneys is something very few doctors take the time to explain. Number 3. The chronic dehydration habit. The third deadly habit is one so quiet, so invisible, that most people reading this are experiencing it right now without knowing it. Many people do not see this as dangerous. They think, I drink coffee, I drink juice, I feel fine. That must mean I am hydrated enough. Here is the science. Chronic mild dehydration, not the dramatic thirst and dizziness kind, but the everyday low-grade kind, causes your blood to thicken slightly. Your kidneys must then filter this more concentrated blood, increasing the workload on every single nephron. More critically, dehydration reduces the flow of urine through your renal tubules, allowing crystalline compounds like oxalates and uric acid to concentrate and precipitate. This is exactly how kidney stones form. But beyond stones, a study in the American Journal of Physiology demonstrated that chronic low fluid intake in adults was independently associated with higher levels of capeptin, a marker directly linked to accelerated kidney aging and disease progression. Think of your kidneys as a river system. When the water flows freely, debris passes through cleanly. When the river slows to a trickle, sediment settles, blockages form, and the whole ecosystem begins to break down. I once treated a 67-year-old retired engineer who was meticulous about his health, vitamins, diet, exercise. But he told me he never really felt thirsty, and so he rarely drank plain water, mostly coffee in the morning, tea at night. His imaging showed early-stage nephrocalcinosis, calcium deposits in the kidney tissue. He had no pain, no symptoms at all, just silent, mineral accumulation from years of concentrated urine. Ask yourself honestly right now, how many full glasses of plain water did you drink yesterday? Not coffee, not juice, not tea, just water. Comment that number below. The fix is not complicated. After 50, your thirst mechanism weakens. This is a documented physiological shift. You cannot rely on feeling thirsty. Set a schedule. 1 glass of water first thing in the morning before anything else, 1 glass before each meal, and 1 glass before bed. That alone is 5 to 6 glasses daily without thinking. Add lemon, not for flavor, but because citrate in lemon actively inhibits calcium oxalate crystal formation, one of the most common kidney stone types. Before we close, let us take a moment to revisit what you have just learned. Number 1, regular NSAID use constricts renal blood flow and accelerates filtration decline far faster than aging alone ever would. Number 2, excess protein, especially from animal sources, forces your remaining nephrons into a state of damaging hyperfiltration. And number 3, chronic mild dehydration thickens your blood, concentrates your urine, and silently deposits minerals inside your kidney tissue over years and decades. If you have been doing these things for years, it is not too late. The human body has a capacity for recovery that genuinely humbles me after more than 2 decades in medicine. I have watched kidneys stabilize. I have watched filtration rates hold steady and even improve. The body wants to heal. It simply needs you to stop working against it. Think about waking up 5 years from now with energy, clarity, strong blood pressure, no dialysis appointments, no swollen ankles, no fatigue that follows you through every afternoon. Think about being present, fully present, for the people who need you and love you. That is what this is really about. Not just kidney numbers on a lab report, but your independence, your comfort, your quality of life in the years that matter most. I want to hear from you. What is the one habit from this video that you realized, honestly, you have been doing without ever questioning it? Leave your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and I mean that sincerely. Subscribe to this channel. Every week, I share evidence-based, practical health information designed specifically for adults over 50. Information your body needs and that too few people are sharing clearly. If this video helped you, hit the like button right now so that more people can find this before it is too late for them. Write "Kidney Strong" in the comments below. Your commitment may be the thing that reminds someone else scrolling past to take their health seriously today. And please, share this video with someone you care about, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who has been complaining about fatigue or back pain. You may never know whose life you quietly protect by doing that one simple thing. This is Dr. Richard Wells. Take care of your body. It is the only one you will ever have, and it is worth every effort you give it.